Hello friends, this is your second online practical. I know the physical enjoyment of performing the practical cannot be realized in online way, but there is no way out. This is the only good alternative to perform the practicals. Let us go to the second practical. Before this, we have performed one practical on regulated power supply. Now, this practical is on unregulated power supply. Name of this practical is pi filter power supply. Now, what is difference between unregulated power supply and regulated power supply? In case of regulated power supply, the output will be held constant irrespective of any changes in the input voltage or in any parameter at the output. In case of unregulated power supply, you will be provided only with pure DC. But the pure DC may not be constant. It may be held constant up to certain extent. Beyond that, this output may vary slightly if this circuit is not using the voltage regulator. And if you look into the circuit, you will find that there is no voltage regulator. It is pi filter power supply, actually pi filter unregulated power supply. See the circuit diagram. This is input AC voltage. This is the primary of the transformer. This is secondary of the transformer. The transformer used here is center tap transformer. Tapping is made at the center of the secondary so that we are having three terminals at the secondary of the transformer. One terminal connected to anode of one diode, this connected to anode of other diode, and the middle one, center tap, is connected at the ground of the power supply. So these two diodes along with this transformer acts as full wave rectifier. Positive cycle will be rectified by this diode, negative cycle will be rectified by this diode. Okay, then this rectifier is followed by this component. Let us have a close look on this component. This component is consisting of three different elements. This is one element, this is second element, this is third element. This is a capacitor in parallel. This is also a capacitor in parallel of the same value. Value of this capacitor and this capacitor is same. This is an inductor in series. If you see the shape of these three components taken together, it will be just equivalent to the letter pi. If you see the shape of these components connected here, it is just equivalent to the letter pi, and therefore this is known as pi filter. This is full rectifier, this is pi filter, this is load resistance, and this is the voltmeter to read the DC voltage at the output of this pi filter unregulated power supply. Let me brief the working. This capacitor acts as input capacitor. What is property of capacitor? Capacitor allows AC voltage to pass through it with negligible resistance, negligible attenuation, and if you give DC to this capacitor, it will completely block the DC voltage. It does not allow the DC voltage to pass through it. Okay. Then the second component, this is the inductor. What is property of inductor? Property of inductor is to pass DC voltage and to block AC voltage. Third component is the capacitor of the same value, 1000 microfarad. Okay. And what is property of this capacitor? Property of this capacitor is again to bypass whatever AC comes there to the ground and block the DC voltage. Okay. So this acts as filter. Whatever pulsating DC comes here with respect to ground, this DC is allowed to pass through the inductor, and AC part in this will be bypassed through this capacitor to the ground. So the voltage passing through this inductor is pure DC. Some of the components of AC voltage may manage themselves to pass through the inductor, and therefore the DC voltage coming here is even not pure DC. Purity of this DC voltage is much more than purity of this DC voltage. Still some AC components are present here in the DC voltage. The AC components which are lying here will be bypassed by this capacitor to the ground, and what left here is only pure DC voltage, and that is taken across this load resistance RL, and that voltage will be measured by the voltmeter. This is the circuit diagram. The actual circuit is here. This is thermostat or auto transformer. Its input is AC mains. Voltage from AC mains about 220 volt to 240 volt is given to the input of this auto transformer or thermostat. Output is these two terminals. Output from these two terminals of the thermostat is connected at the primary of the transformer. This transformer is a step down transformer. The voltage at the primary is more in level, whereas the voltage at the secondary will be very small in level. It will be decided by the turns ratio of primary to secondary. So this transformer will act as a step down transformer. It will decrease level of the AC input voltage at the primary to the secondary, so that the two diodes working here, this diode working for rectification of positive cycle, this diode is working for rectification of negative cycle, and the cathodes of these two are made common by this black wire here. Okay, so these two diodes and this transformer, they will complete the full wave rectifier. In the last experiment, I told you what is the thermostat, what is this auto transformer, and for what purpose it is used in this experiment. It is acting as the device which can vary the AC input voltage as per need of our experiment. If you go to AC mains is providing us constant AC voltage. There is no means to change, to vary the AC voltage provided by this AC mains. And this thermostat, it acts as the device which can vary the AC input voltage. You can make the AC input voltage 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 up to about 270 volt. So whatever may be the AC voltage provided by the AC mains, it can be varied by the auto transformer, by the thermostat, and the needed AC voltage in our experiment can be provided by the thermostat. Okay, after that, this is the first capacitor which bypasses the AC part in this impure DC. Okay, this is the inductor which allows only DC voltage to pass through it. As I told, some AC components may manage to pass through this inductor and they may come here. Purity of DC voltage here is much more than purity of DC voltage here. Whatever AC components manage to come here, they will pass through this capacitor to the ground. And at the output of this capacitor, we have connected this resistance box. This resistance box is acting as variable resistance. If you look into the circuit diagram here, you will find that this RL is a variable resistance. As this RL is variable resistance, we have taken here the resistance box. By plugging out any key from the resistance box, we can allow any resistance at the output of this pi filter power supply. And this is the voltmeter to measure the pure DC voltage coming at the output of pi filter power supply. This is about the circuit diagram and actual circuit we have connected here to perform the experiment of pi filter power supply. The actual name should be pi filter unregulated power supply. The name given in your syllabus is just pi filter power supply, but the actual name is pi filter unregulated power supply. When we go to perform this experiment, there are two parts. We have to perform this experiment in two different parts. In one part, we will see input characteristics or input regulation. In the second part, we shall see output characteristics or the load regulation. In input characteristics or in line regulation, input characteristics is also known as line regulation. In input characteristics or line regulation, we shall keep the load resistance constant and vary the input voltage. In line regulation, what we do, we shall keep value of load resistance constant at certain value and input AC voltage will be varied. Along with variation of this input voltage, input AC voltage, the corresponding DC voltage in the voltmeter will be noted. And after that, we have to plot a graph between input AC voltage and output DC voltage. First part. In second part, what we do, we shall keep input AC voltage constant and we shall vary the value of the load resistance. As we vary value of the load resistance, we will note corresponding DC voltage coming in this voltmeter. Okay, and there again you need to plot a graph. A graph will be between the load resistance and the output voltage measured in this voltmeter. So let us start first part. Let me switch on the circuit. Before that, let me select proper value of the load resistance here. Yesterday in the last practical we have taken this value as 4000 ohm. Today also let us go for RL is equal to 4000 ohm. So take out the two keys of 2000 ohms each and remaining keys should be tightly plugged in. Why it is needed to tightly plugged in remaining keys? Because we don't want any other resistance to get introduced along with the 4000 ohm. Okay, then let us switch on the circuit. The circuit is switched on. It can be seen from this indicator light here. Okay, what is the input voltage? Input AC voltage is 0. And if you have a look into the voltmeter, you will find that the output voltage is also 0. Okay, after that, make input AC voltage equal to 20 volt. Go for the output and you will find that the output voltage is, it is about 0.8 volt. If you look into the voltmeter, you will find that from 0 to 2 there are 5 divisions. Value of one division is 0.4 volt. There are 2 divisions and therefore the value of output voltage is about 0.8 volt. Now let us go to the next reading, make it 40 volt. Input AC voltage is now 40 volt and the output is now about 2.2 volt. Then make input voltage 60 volt and corresponding output is 3.6 volt. Okay, then go for input voltage is equal to 80 volt and corresponding output voltage is, it is 4 plus 4 8.2, it is 5 volt. Okay, then let us go for input is equal to 100 volt AC and output voltage will be equal to, it is 6.4 volt. Then input AC taken is 120 volt and the output voltage is, it is about 7.9 volt. Then make input voltage is equal to 140 volt and in this case the output voltage will be it will be 9.2 volt. After that let me go for input is equal to 160. If you look into the voltmeter, you find that the needle has gone out of scale. It means that 10 volt voltmeter is not sufficient. We have to change this 10 volt voltmeter by 50 volt voltmeter. So let me change this voltmeter by 50 volt. You have to wait for some time till I am changing the voltmeter, because the output voltage is much more than 10 volt. Therefore we need to change this. Okay friends, so we have changed the voltmeter. The input voltage now is 160 volt and the output voltage is now about 10 volt. Okay, we can write about 10 volt. Then let us change the value of input voltage. It is now made 180 volt and the output is now 12 volt. If you look into the voltmeter, you will find that the output is now 12 volt. Now let us vary the input voltage again, make it 200 volt and you will find that the output voltage is 14 volt. The last reading is input is made 220 volt and you will find that the output is 15 volt. Let us have a look into the readings of the first table. You will find that RL is held constant at 4000 ohm. The input voltage is increased in the step of 20 volt from 0 to 220. The output voltage is also changing with the change of input voltage. As input voltage is increased, the output voltage is also increasing with the input voltage. We have to plot a graph between these two. This is independent variable, this is dependent variable. So take input AC voltage on x axis and this output DC voltage on y axis. Okay, and choosing proper scale, put the readings of input AC voltage on x axis, put the readings of output DC voltage on y axis. Okay, and after that plot a graph. you will find that the graph is about a straight line. What conclusion can be drawn from this graph? The conclusion that we can draw from this graph is that output voltage is changing with respect to input voltage. Here output voltage is not constant. This is because this power supply is unregulated power supply. As it is unregulated power supply, in output voltage will vary continuously with respect to the input voltage. This is about the first part, line regulation or input characteristics of the pi filter power supply. Now let us go to the second part. In second part, we have to keep input voltage constant at certain suitable value and vary the load resistance and note the corresponding variations in the output DC voltage. Let me select constant value of input voltage is equal to 220 volt. Have a look here. You will find that input voltage is held constant at 220 volt, which you have to write above the table for this part, right? After that, see what is value of the load resistance. Load resistance taken out here is 100 ohm. Okay, only the key of 100 ohm is taken out. All the remaining keys are plugged in. So in the first column, we have to write value of RL as 100 ohm. Okay, and look for the corresponding output voltage. You will find that it is about 12 volt. After that, let us make RL is equal to 200 ohm. Plug in the key of 100 ohm. Now we have RL 200 ohm and corresponding output voltage is 14 volt. You can see here the output voltage is 14 volt. Okay, after that let us go for RL is equal to 300 ohm and let us have a look for the output voltage. It is still 14 volt. Go for RL is equal to 400 ohm. You can see 200 plus 200, 400 ohm is taken out and the output voltage is still 14 volt. Go for RL is equal to 500 ohm. The key of 500 ohm is plugged out and remaining keys are plugged in. You will find that RL is now 500 ohm and corresponding output is still 14 volt. Similarly, we may go for RL is equal to 1000 ohm. Okay, see the output, it is still 14 volt. Go for 1500, the output will be still 14 volt. Go for 2000 ohm and you will find that the output is still 14 volt. This way you can vary the value of load resistance and we will find that after coming to certain maximum value, the output voltage in this case remains constant. It is about 14 volt. These are the readings for load regulation or output characteristics. Now we have to plot here a graph for the load regulation. Load resistance is the independent variable, output DC voltage is the dependent variable. So let us take load resistance RL on x-axis and output DC voltage on y-axis. By selecting proper scale, put the readings for load resistance on y-axis and the readings for DC output voltage on y-axis, and then plot a graph passing through the points. We will find that initially the DC output voltage is rising with rise of load resistance up to certain value. After that particular value, if we further increase the value of load resistance, we will find that the output voltage is not changing, it is remaining fairly constant. This is graph for load regulation of pi filter power supply. We are going to upload this video on your group. Before that, we shall first upload the PDF of the chart you require to write in your record book or your journal. After writing the chart in your record book or journal, whatever readings we have taken here and shown in the video, please make 2 such observation tables and note down these readings. And after that, actually plot these 2 graphs. That will complete your experiment of pi filter power supply. Hope you got it. Thank you.